Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man who solemnly swears he's up to no good, the one, the only, Gino DeVille.
Hi. Hi, world. I'm here, the spiritual Buddha. And I can't see. Is anybody there? I can't see a damn thing out of these glasses. Oh, I'll do the fingers as well. Yeah. Hello. I'm here. Hi. Morning, world. Here we are. It's that time again. It's Thursday morning, 10 a.m. China time. So wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is for you there, I've just woken up. I'm sitting here in the studio in the DeVille Magic Library, I should say, with my morning cup of tea, which is kind of wacky on a green screen. Wow, what an amazing introduction as per usual. So let me reciprocate. Let me do the same thing. And let me bring onto the stage the one and only, the man with the hair and the shirt. Oh, he's already here. The one and only JSB. Morning, JSB. Wow. You know, I tell you what, if somebody had said to you,
hello, Jay and Gino, dude. Seth, our man in the Philippines. Woo.
Who's that?
Seth.
Who's in the Philippines?
Seth Hapita.
Oh, Seth Hapita. There's a Filipino name. Right. Hey. Seth in the Philippines. So have you had your Jolly Bee this morning? I gotta say, Jay, I'll tell you. So it's not an in-joke. Because I live in China, I go over to the Philippines a lot. I do skydiving and I dive with thresher sharks and stuff. Can't speak today. I do my diving and skydiving over in the Philippines, so I go over there a lot. Pre-COVID, of course. I haven't been for a while. And one thing that amazes me about the Philippines, and this is totally non-magic related, you can go to a shopping center and you've got all the major brands there. You've got, the fast food brands. You've got KFCs, McDonald's, Burger Kings and everything else. Then you've got this local Filipino brand called Jollibee. And everywhere else is completely empty. And the queues are a mile long for this Jollibee. It's unbelievable. And I won't say good or bad about it, as far as the food goes. Obviously, all the Filipinos love it. And it's got a very different taste from the other mainstream. But wow, amazing to see all the McDonald's empty and this Jollibee is part. But anyway, Jay, come on back.
Okay, Jollibee. Coming on back. Yes, we're chatting with Steph. He says Jollibee is number one. Here you go. So he knows. He says he can't wait to welcome you back to the Philippines. So now you got a guide for the Thresher Shark dive tour.
Yeah, well, actually, I have to say, just pre-COVID, on my last trip over there, I go to the islands off the coast of Cebu, and we were looking at buying some land and some property over there, actually, and maybe that would be the retirement plan. But who knows? Not yet.
Beautiful place.
But anyway,
I know some of the islands are just extraordinary. You get out.
Yeah, I go there a lot.
Like everywhere, you get out of the big city, and it's just beautiful. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
All good. Good. Let's roll with it, buddy. What you got for us today?
Well, we got loads of stuff. I'm just going to pull up my notes onto the screen, because actually we got so much stuff going on. So I'll just dump through the boring stuff quickly. If you did not already know, over at DeVilleMagic.net, we have decided to run the Black Friday mega sale. We started 2 days ago. Why the hell not? Why stick to one day? I tell her, I find that quite insensitive. I find that racial to all the other days in the week. Black Friday. What about the Mondays and the Tuesdays? They're happy too. So
equality, exactly. Come on.
That's right, day equality. Power to the days.
Power to the days. Yeah.
So we're running the Black Friday.
Free the days.
You see, I did. I touched a nerve there, isn't it? It's the ponytail that gives it away, Jay. You are. You're a tree hugging. You're a tree hugging sign holder, aren't you? I can see you now. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Can I continue?
You may.
So anyway, the Black Friday super sale is stretching from, we started it on the 16th of November, 2 days ago, and it will be running right the way up until the 27th, which is the day after the Black Friday. So yeah, so it's running for about 10, 11 days. And what is the Black Friday super sale at DeVilleMagic.net? It's really simple. Go there, buy anything, and you get 50% off. Yes, half price, absolutely everything store-wide. Last night, through the night, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night because my phone just kept going pa-ding, 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 with orders coming in. So that was pretty cool. So thanks very much for the support. Yeah, people are taking advantage, or I don't know, is that the right terminology? That sounds a bit negative, taking advantage. We're offering it. Yeah, people are making use of the Black Friday super sale, 50% off absolutely everything from now until the 27th of November. So that's that out of the way. The OMC, the Original Magic Contest. Wow, we've had some awesome entries so far. The deadline to get your entries in is the 20th of December. So there's bucket loads of time. In fact, looking at my date clock right now, it's the 18th today. So pretty much you've got a month. There's a month still to get your entries in. The prize is, if you don't know what it's all about, I'm not going to run the intro video again, but the prize package is great. You'll get $200 worth of downloads from DeVilleMagic.net, 5 hours of one-to-one mentoring from the one and only JSB. Woohoo! He's in the wings there, ready. You'll get one of our other superstar judges, Vian van der Berg, a young South African social media megastar. He will very, very, very kindly share the winning video across his entire social media network. So basically, click at a button, the winning video goes out to over 15 million people like that. Then, of course, we've got the physical prizes. Now, a very dear friend of mine, the old Gary Animal, he has very kindly donated one of his magical crafts. But we also, and this is really special, I have a dear friend, a magician friend of mine, who's, you probably know him, very active on the social magic groups across Facebook, by the name of Ari Phillips. Well, Ari also runs Grum Leather Crafts, which is a handmade luxury leather goods company. Now, most recently, they have started a whole range of amazing magical products. So I'm just going to introduce you now to Grum Leather Crafts. I've whipped up a short intro video, so check this out. And wow, there it is. Jay, I hate you. Now, the reason I'm saying that is, yes, you don't know. I'm gonna, before we even talk about Graham, you guys don't know, but here I am watching my monitor, and in the little tiny screen, I've got Jay backstage, and he's dancing around. He's doing his John Travolta bit with the rabbit, and I can't stop giggling. So thanks for that, mate. So yes, so as you can see, Ari has got some quality stuff.
Yes, thank you. I want to really emphasize that this is like handmade, custom stuff. I mean, just gorgeous. For obviously street performances, you know, anywhere where that style is going to apply. I mean, handmade leather stuff, it's such a rarity to have quality stuff. So yeah, check that out, please.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So now Ari has very, very graciously agreed to donate one of his dice, his handmade dice cups. It will be a custom-made cup for the competition, and so the winner will receive one of those, a value, you know, £150, I think they are. So that is absolutely awesome, and you'll get it for free. So get your entries in. You've still got a month to go. The rule is 2 rules. Well, not 2 rules. 1 rule. Less than 2.5 minutes. But the other criteria, I should say, the judging criteria is make it original. Yes. Let's see what you've got. Let those creative juices flow, as it were, because that's the whole thing. OMC,
Sauté.
Original Magic
Sauté.
Indeed. So that's that out of the way.
Drop the creative juice bath bomb into and soak.
Ah, yes, like a bath of mother's milk. Oh, that's horrible. No.
Okay. This
right,
is why
anyway,
I waste so much of your time. I'm just messing with you.
Moving swiftly along. So, Jay,
yes.
Wow, okay. There's so much going on at the moment. Last week we released Coin-Centric, and that's getting some awesome traction. People are talking about it, you know. People are talking about it. So the reviews will be coming out very, very shortly, but that's absolutely great. There's so much going on. In fact, I'm breathless with the amount of stuff going on. So, Jay, have we got people talking on there? I think there's people saying things.
Looks like Seth is our main one who is, I'm sure we have a handful more on. Seth is talking, he's chatting. You answered psychically his questions. Yeah, he actually asked, what's the criteria? And before I could even, that was like the first effect, because I was thinking it, ready to ask you, and you, boom, psychic, and you nailed it. Yeah, so that was what he was asking. Beautiful leather stuff. He's commenting on the ad, so all good.
Sure. Well, I tell you what, in case there are people out there that actually haven't heard on the OMC yet, it's only a minute long. Should we run the intro video? Then people can really get a good understanding.
That'll give you a second to, have a quick sip of your coffee.
Indeed. So, right. So in case you don't know quite what's going on about the OMC, there is a Facebook Magic group called the OMC. You can find it from my page, from Jay's page, from the Academy page. It's very easily accessible. You upload your video there, make sure it's less than 2.5 minutes, and you are in the competition. It is completely free to join the competition of the OMC. There's no alternative motives here. So here is the intro video. So just so you know exactly what it's all about. And there, dear friends,
Woo,
that
woo,
is
woo, woo.
the official intro video to the OMC. So be creative. The prizes are great. It's free to entry. Hey, look at that. Moving quickly on Jay, you got your big coins. Have you got something for us?
I got the big coins. I'm just playing with the big coins. Yes,
Cool.
indeed.
Cool. Are you doing
These
something?
are the coolest coins, man.
They really are. So now
my coins of choice.
Now, actually, those very special coins, we're actually trying to source those right now. And we're trying to source those for a decent price. And as soon as we do, they will be available from devillemagic.net. Just as like very, very soon, we will be releasing a signature JSB set of thumb tips. And these are being custom made.
Titties.
Titties, yeah. Titties. Yeah. And other appendages. I like that word, appendage. Yeah. So this is all custom made. You know, I know that we say that this particular one is we're going out muggle friendly, but to be honest with you, I think everybody here is a magician, really.
Well, I think the majority, exactly. Whether someone watching it off in the sometime future, we're trying to draw some line. But I'm going to just jump in and make the point: is we have all these plans. I mean, Gino and I have obviously we've got a really good, even short and even longer term plan of building this whole product line and other things. But supporting us now is what builds to there. We're building the foundation. So anyone, by just even sharing, letting people know, hey, there's these obviously all these broadcasts are going out live. The webcast, no charge, free. You know, so lots of free info. But even the price, especially now on the downloads. Oh my gosh. So yeah, let people know. Spread the word of mouth more than anything else, because talk is cheap. But if you say, hey, this is really good stuff, check it out. That helps us, and that helps us move toward those next levels.
Very, very much so. I mean, one of the things that I know I can speak for Jay as well when I say one of the things that actually annoys us more than anything is that nowadays people seem to be putting out downloads of a single trick, and literally a single trick for a very large amount of money. And it's literally just, this is how you do the trick, and here it is. And it's just rubbish. Well, we don't like that. So all of our projects, we're trying to literally, we're deep diving into absolutely everything that we're putting out. Anything of mine. It might be one routine, but it's got all the nuances, the essences, the little details piled into it, less
and
than
it's
a
the professional experience. Video. I mean, it's one thing to say, I have an idea, I'll put it on a download and flog it. It's another thing to say, I've been doing this 10 or 20 years. Here's the angles. Here's this. There's that. Here's the ways of, as you say, presentation. Watch out for this. There's the level of simple experience as well. Now, but to say, as you say, $25 to get a download, learn the double lift, $25. Okay, great. If that's
now, I'm not going to mention names here because I don't believe in shaming, internet shaming in any way.
No. I'm just talking general, but, obviously.
No, not to you, to them out there in the TV land. I'm going to make a little comparison. Last week, somebody across the Magic groups has started posting a download, and they're advertising it as 3 coin vanishes. $12. 3 coin vanishes. Now, I looked at the promo of this, and once again, it's these coin vanishes that are only suitable for a literally directly in front of you line of sight. The angles are appalling. It's only useful for either in front of a camera, or if you're lucky to have an audience who you can position directly in front of you. $12 for 3 vanishes. But at the same week, we launched Coincentric. And this is a masterclass on stand-up coin magic with details and techniques and routines and nuances and essences and basically 40 years of JSB performing live. So, and that's $20. So, it's mental. It's absolutely mental.
And what I'll say is that everything on Coincentric works under those tight conditions as well. I mean, you want to say, well, you have it, great. You want to do this stuff in front of, yeah. But you want to do it in a real live audience where you got to walk into the middle of the dance floor. What are you going to do? Oops.
And there we have it. There we have it. But we are getting a little bit deep and a little bit negative on that one. So let's bring it back to niceness again. So I'm going to split the show up now. We're about halfway through the show. So I'm going to split it up.
I'm going to shout out real quick. Quick shout out to James Jones. He says, I love it in the Get Real DVD or download. So quick, good. Cool. Keep going.
Yeah, hang on a minute. Wasn't he the winner of a competition last week? or the week before?
No, not James. No, not James. James Jones. Cool. He's hopped on here to watch the show.
Oh, no. Sorry. Wow.
You're thinking John Johnson.
James Johnson. Oh, how wacky is that? Wow. James Jones, John Johnson. You should do a double act together. It would be James Jones and John Johnson. J and J. So,
that's it.
Now, all right, let's go from the ridiculous to the sublime. I live, if you don't know, but actually I'm a London boy, but many years ago I came over to China for a show in 2004. I was still on the cruise ships at the time, and I landed in the China shores for a 1 month show in a theatre. I liked it here, and so I stayed. And here I am now, 20 years later. Yeah, almost 20 years later. Well, you know, I've grown to love China in every way because the media gives it such a bad rap. But actually living here, it's nothing like you read in the paper. Everything we use anywhere in the world is pretty much made here. Even things that say made in other countries are actually assembled in the other countries, but the parts are made here. So that's the thing. Now, yes, the companies copy things, but in the West, we call it copies. But actually, realistically speaking, it's just the same product with a different brand name. And this is, you know, in business terms, they call it an OEM product. In the West, you see it. So what I thought in the magic world, we talk about, you know, what are the two most commonly used playing card decks, of course. Well, you've got, you know, if you're doing the gambly stuff, you've got the bees. And if you're doing general stuff, you've got the bicycles. There are, of course, now hundreds of other decks, but these are still the stables. So these are the ones, these are the ones that have been, how do I say, manipulated into other names. So what I would like to do now is introduce you to something rather special. Roll the B-roll. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, hello. I've entered the DeVille Magic reading room, and like I say, I would like to introduce you to certain decks of cards that are, if you will, slightly off-brand of our famous bees and our famous bicycles. So, of course, with the bee deck, one of the most common things is the non-back white border, because it's a casino card with that ziggy-zaggy design. Well, here is the first deck in our list today. As you can see, extra club special. They've given it the number 86 back design, whereas the normal B is a 67 back design. It's exactly the same, but this company has changed one slight thing on the patching. Instead of it being called B, it is KR. Yes, indeed. This is an absolute identical deck to a B deck, but it's called KR. So nothing particularly funny about that. Let's move on down the list. Here we have another absolute identical B deck back design. Everything is exact in the box, except that the person in their marketing department did decide to be a little bit more creative with the name. they changed the name from B to Zipkit. Yes, there it is, the deck of B copies called Zipkit. Now, I said the marketing department, the advertising department got a little bit creative. These next few decks, not so much on the creative side. So there it is, an original B deck. Here's another absolute copy, complete with the stamp. I'm on a green screen and it's a green stamp, so it's actually looking right the way through. This one, complete copy of a B deck. The advertising person, yes, there it is. It's a B. They needed to make it slightly different, so they called it Beer. Yes, it's the Beer deck of cards. Unbelievable. Moving along. Here we are. This is another deck with a slightly different back, the back of the box, but the actual back design is exactly the same. They changed it. Oh, there it is, the EE. Is it a B? No, it's still got the B there, the B logo, but it's not. This is called He. Yes, this is the He deck. And there's the watermark again. This guy, wow, this guy. It's not B, it's not He, it is C. Yes, it's C. Now, those few decks are obviously complete wacko copies of the B deck, but the most popular deck of cards in the Magician's Arsenal is the bicycle. We love them, we use them, we adore them. So here are my two most favorite bicycle decks. Now, this one here, they have designed it. The back design does look like the standard back design. However, if you look up close, there are no bicycle angels. They are little racing cars. Everything else is the same, but they have little racing cars there. And this deck is called, you're going to have to look at this very carefully. This is not called bicycle. This is called bicycle bib. Yes, it's the bicycle bib. It's a rider back, but it's the bicycle bib. So here is the bicycle, and this is the bicycle bib. Wow, wow. And now, drum roll, please. My most favorite copied deck of bicycle cards. There she is. Now this deck, oh, I don't even know if you can see in the camera how rough this is. It's in my collection. It's still in a plastic foil, but this thing just feels garbage. It's awful. Here it is. The angels are there. There are the angels. The design is exactly the same. Oh, there it is. Bicycle. This has got one slight difference. This is called Big-sicle. This is the Big-sicle deck. It's the rider back Big-sicle. Look at the slight difference. Wow, just the C is different. Unbelievable. Wow. And that difference is a little look into some wacko cards. I'm zooming back to the other studio right now. Ooh, look at that, as if by magic. Jay, come to the stage if you will.
I just completely losing it. That was the funniest. Wow. The Big-sicle. Here's my fancy deck of Big-sicles cards.
Big-sicles. Unbelievable. Absolutely incredible.
Oh, well, Seth is laughing along with us. He's got his, is there a she deck? Of course. Is there He says the bicycle, the bicycle, I don't even know how to pronounce it. He says that's famous here. The bicycle decks.
Really? They have them over in the Philippines. Wow, that's crazy, man. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, man. Yeah, the beer deck. Yeah, I like the beer deck, too. That was my favorite.
Oh, the beers. The beer. Look at that. I mean, goodness me. I mean, look at that. I mean, look at that.
Even the same font, the same quotation, everything. One's 92, one's 98. They changed the number on it. Yeah, because then nobody.
Yeah, I don't get that one. That's an 86. That's a number 86. They've all got different numbers on them. I don't know where. I'm sure somebody in their ad department says, well, let's not fully copy it. Let's just change the number. We got 1 through 100 to choose from.
Oh my goodness!
Wow! Oh my goodness gracious me! Right. Well, in a minute, actually,
this much fun shouldn't be free. They should be paying us for this, Gino. They should be paying us for all these labs. Paying you?
Hey, Jay. Okay. I'm going to make a prediction right now. If we're having fun, in this envelope, I've got a prediction right now. Listen very carefully, and we're going to do this quickly. You go online. You go to your favorite shopping channel, and you're browsing through, and you see an article you wish to buy. Get that article planted in your mind. Do you have that article in your mind?
Yes.
Think it to yourself. That article, it comes in different sizes, maybe small, medium, or large, or the shape. Do you have the size, small, medium, or large, in your mind?
Yes.
Okay. It may come in different brand names. Different companies might make this product. Think of the brand name. Do you have the brand name in your mind? Yes.
Okay. I got brand name.
Fantastic. Yes. So you should have an article, a size, and a brand name. Finally, last thing, think of the price that you are about to click button and pay now for that prize, for that article. Do you have the prize in your mind?
Yes, I do.
Inside this envelope, I've made a prediction. I'm keeping it in camera shot the whole way. For the first time, please tell us the name of the article you're thinking of.
A watch. A watch.
A watch. Okay, a watch. A little ticky clock. Okay. Yeah. And the size of the watch, would that be a lady size or a man size?
A
big one. A
large.
Divey. Okay. And the brand of the watch?
Swatch.
Oh, a little switch watch. It's not one of those
watch.
Kind of super switchy swatches. And the price, because they're actually expensive.
Well, because I'm a cheap Scot. I'm not paying more than $50.
$50 for a large Swatch watch. Inside this envelope, I have made a prediction earlier on today. If inside this envelope I have a $50 large Swatch watch, we have a miracle. I promise
everyone. No.
Oh, unbelievable. And there it is. $50 large Swatch watch. Yeah! Moving around before anybody scans it. Don't scan it. Now, anybody that's as old as us knows that back in the 80s and 90s, a lot of MCs, magicians, compares would do this gag, but with a barcode.
Right.
Well, now we're living in 2021. We've updated it. And if you kind of like the wackiness of that, I mean, it's self-explanatory, of course. But if you head over to devillemagic.net, one of the free downloads under the freebie section is the QR code gag. It's totally free. It tells you all the little nuances and everything that goes with that. It's a lovely bit of filling. It's a lovely linking routine. And it's, as I say, it's just a retake on something that's old. And it's a big laugh gag. It's a bit of fun. So we thought throw that in. Jay, have you got anything to say before we do a little teachy thing?
No, I'm just cruising along with all of this. We've got things. I'll sort of give a fill-in of, the momentum of other things happening. But yeah, keep it up. It's your show. I'll drop out for a minute, let you do your thing.
Well, actually, I need you to come back. Don't go, come back.
Should I stay here?
Yes, because, so last week, if you were last week, I actually showed, now I'm speaking to the gang now, I actually did a little card prediction effect on Jay, which is it's an old method. It's an old method by Marlowe. So of course it's going to be good, but I've kind of added my own twist on it where it's usable in the virtual world if you choose it. We're going to put it onto a virtual world technique download soon. But I thought I'm going to give it away. I'm going to show you exactly how it works. So if you would like to learn this, get a deck of cards now. So Jay, do you have a deck of cards ready? Ooh, fabulous, fabulous. Well, while everybody runs off and gets a deck of cards, I thought I'd just throw something out there. So if you can give me the big stage again, please.
Yes, I got my bigical cards there.
Cool. Right, okay, so while everybody races away and gets a deck of cards ready, back in the 1990s, Dominique Duval out of France released his effect called printing. Daryl marketed it under, it was Dominique Duval's printing under Daryl's name. Daryl brought out a different version a few years later, but in my opinion, the original printing was far superior. So I'm going to run a little bit of a presentation of one of my social media videos of me doing printing. It's one of my most favorite all-time table packet trick effects. It's great. I hope you enjoy it. And there we have it. That is my. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I actually love that. That was one of the routines we had on the webcasting wizardry show from last year. Different version, different take. But yes. Yeah, I like the cookie. Nice touch. Cookie at the end.
Yeah, it's all in the details, dear. All in the details. Yes. Yeah, I love that because.
Now I'm going to stop long enough. I'm going to just to everyone else. This to you, obviously, but I've seen this routine a number of times, and what I'm equally as impressed, of course, there's the techniques, there's the wow, it's a surprise, amazing magic, but it's the reaction, the innocence of that what I call the Richard Ross moment of wonder, and you know you're delivering it in your own unique way as well. But to me, that's what makes that so delightful to watch, is that innocence of it. You know, and how it, oh, try this, you know, give that, oh, wow. You know, to me, that's what, it brings back that innocence of childhood while being amazed, amused, and inspired.
Well, thank you. Thanks for noticing, mate, because that means a lot. Because to be honest with you, one of my, in a word, one of my ideals with magic, especially this kind of magic, as a wacky comedy magician, A lot of my stuff is very much sort of in your face, and it's just kind of like wacky comedy. Da, 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 da. So it's very much emphasis on performance rather than an emphasis on super strong magic. But with routines like this, it's the magic is the leading point of it. And this brings to me something that I've always believed, and some of my mentors as children taught me that is, and it's very simple. If I believe it, then an audience will believe it. And this is the little nuances and the details. And this is the thing I love about that, because yeah, it's it's a theatrical piece.
Yes.
I mean, when I watch it,
right, and
yes,
it's unusual to have a piece that's theatrical, but sitting at a table and cards on the table. You turn it into a little piece of theater.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little piece in there that, actually speaking, I didn't actually choreograph it. I ended up doing it ad-libbed. And when I first, I mean, I've been doing this routine for years, and it's gone through changes, and I've done it patter-wise and everything else. But I actually like the musical-backed version of it as well, because it really gives the emphasis on the magic. But there's one little piece, one little nuance in there. And again, it's all about the details. And when I watch that, and it's myself, and I don't get quite excited watching myself on camera so much, but there's one bit where I'm doing the half and half, and I take the card and I'm drying it. Now, of course, that's all part of just presentation, but
exactly.
it's selling it. Yeah. It's selling it. Right. You're drying an ink card.
Yeah. It feels like real magic because of the way you're presenting it. You really want to go, there is the concept of that a probable impossibility is not as strong as an improbable possibility is not as strong as a probable impossibility. So probable, meaning that we know it's impossible, but you put it in this context where it seems probable. You think, well, what if you rubbed them together? Maybe that would, that's kind of the cool. It's this moment of discovery to like, it works. Yeah.
And as I say, my childhood mentors and people now, such as yourself, and also, everyone that I'm lucky enough to call dear personal friends now, but are also people that I really admire and look up to in the magic world, such as you, Jeff McBride. I watch you guys perform even now, and I'm 55. I've had my career, and I still get that little hairs in the back of my neck when I see it presented in this way. And this is in my opinion, I'm not even going to go down the rabbit hole of, is this the right way to present magic or not? Because that's a subjective argument. However, for me, presenting good magic, you have to believe it. If you believe it, and an audience will believe it.
Right.
I agree. And there's nothing worse in my opinion than, hey, look at me, look how clever I am. It's but anyway. So with that all said, let me show you guys a little something. Hopefully you guys have got a deck of cards now. So what I'd like to do is I'll do it on you again very, very quickly, Jay, if I may. We won't put any presentation into this whatsoever. This is purely just to show the outcome, and then I'll break it down and show it. So first of all, if you could just take out the deck of cards from your packet, give them a little shuffle in your favorite shuffly way. Okay, now, just to have a little bit of practice, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to drop cards down onto your hand. So we're going to have a little practice. So, because last week when you did it, you dropped them all over the floor. So I'm going to ask you in a moment to drop more than half a deck onto your hand. Okay, like so.
Okay, more than half. Got it.
More than half a deck. Okay, yes. Drop those back on. And then I'm also going to ask you, drop those back on, please. Just drop them down. Yep. And I'm also going to ask you in a moment is to drop less than half a deck onto your hand. Okay, fantastic. Right, so we've got the technique ready. Now, Jay, what I'm going to do, let me just quickly do with the glasses. I'm going to attempt, you shuffle those cards, they're finely shuffled, right?
Oh,
I'm going to attempt Don't move them. Don't mix them up any. Oh, okay, do another pharaoh then.
No, I undid it.
Okay, right, here we go. I said there was going to be no presentation in this one, didn't we? So now, Jay, what I'd like to do is I'd like you to come up to the camera first, please. That deck of cards is in a particular order right now, an order that you've shuffled in it. I'm going to try to memorize the whole deck. So what I need you to do is nice and smoothly, let me show you first. We're going to just push through the deck of cards and let me see every single card. And I'm going to try and memorize that order. So off you go, please.
Okay, here we go.
That's great. Now, last time I had you sing a song when we did this, but we're not doing that this time.
I'm being swallowed. No, that was the boa constrictor song.
That was the boa constrictor song. Yeah, that's it. Keep going. I can't talk. I'm memorizing. Alrighty, fantastic, fabulous, fabulous. Now I'm just going to remove one card. Let me see. I like a card I like. Oh my goodness gracious me! Would you believe it? Actually, no, I won't even bother. So now I've tried to memorize the entire deck. So what I'd like you to do, first of all, is just hold the cards in the right hand and drop more than half a deck onto the left hand. Stop at any time you like. Okay? Now, so we can keep that top stack so we know how many we've done, would you just turn it over and place it face up onto the rest of the pack? Great. That's it. Turn it face up. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, now, Now, we're going to go again. This time, we're going to go less than half a pack.
Okay.
Okay, you happy about that?
I am happy.
Okay, turn the whole stack over again.
This from the top, the top stack.
Yes, and drop. Yeah, that's a turn them over. That's great.
Okay.
Beautiful. So what we've officially done by turning them over, we've memorized the amount of stack. So now, would you now push through from the top, until you find the first face down card. There it is, and pull that one out. Don't let me see it, just pull it out. Now, hopefully, if I was able to memorize the entire stack correctly, dropping down as we did, I believe you should have stopped at the I want to say the 6 of hearts.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. It's a miracle right here on Genomania. It's a real live miracle. Let me hear you say amen, brothers and sisters.
Now, now there we go. So, how does it all work? Well, we can thank our dear friend Marlo for the actual technique that involved in that. But actually speaking, you can do that. As you can see, we did that online with someone else's deck of cards. You don't even need a deck of cards. There's no stack order. So I'm going to show you exactly how it works. So breaking it down, it's ridiculously simple, So I'm going to show you exactly how it works. I had Jay remove the cards and give the cards a shuffle. That is absolutely fair in every single way. Now, here's the secret. I asked Jay, and how you would present this, how you patter this is entirely up to you, but I had Jay push through the cards like so. So I gave the illusion that I was going to try to memorize the entire deck of cards. Utter BS. Not in the slightest. The trick here is you want to glimpse the top card on the deck. That is it. That is literally it. So as you go through, you get the person to push through like so. Now you can demonstrate it first. And normally speaking, when a person goes through, if they do happen to start going this way first, just say, no, that's a little bit complicated. It's not very smooth. Let's start at the top. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't tip any method. So as you push through, you're glimpsing whatever that top card is. So in this case, it's the 4 of hearts. So you go through. Now, here's the thing. You've now got the top card glimpsed. You ask the person, this is, again, This doesn't have to be done this way, but obviously in a Zoom situation where your hand's off and the other person's got the deck of cards, this works beautifully. Have them drop down more than half a deck. Now, more than half a deck is a very, it's a nice, in my opinion, it's a nice phrasing. It's not saying a certain number of cards. It's giving the person a total free chance when to stop. However, what you are doing is you're controlling the move this way. You go down more than half a deck. So about there. Now, here's what happens. They've now got more than half a deck, and they've got the force card is on the top of the deck. The force card, the prediction card, whatever you want to call it. It's now on the top of the deck. So they're going to turn it over like so. Now, this card now becomes the first one on the face-up pack. You now ask them to drop down less than half a deck. The reason for this is because this will not work if they're going to go past your face-up cards. That will completely mess it up. So you go less than half a deck. There it is. Now, when they turn over this stack and drop it down, all they've done is reversed the prediction card back face down again, and it becomes the first face down card in the pack. And that is it. It is that simple. And so your presentation can be pretty much anything you want, but you're controlling the force. So there are 3 moments. You glimpse the top card. Now we have the 4 of clubs. More than half a stack, more than half the deck, bonk to there it is, turn it over, drop it down. Less than half a deck, turn it over, drop it down, push through, and there is the thought of predicted card, whatever you want. And now that is a Marlowe move. It's a very, very old Marlowe move. The only time I've ever seen it done is in a routine, a very, very tiny part of a routine done by Bill Malone, which is Malone on Marlowe. And that's the only time. I've got it in one of my old Marlowe books, but the only time I've ever seen it used in a routine was by Bill Malone. It's one of those little known gems. And it's so ridiculously, when you see it and you understand it, it's so obvious, but it just whoosh over people's heads. And in the zooming world now where everything's hands off, it's just a stonker. So there you go. Free and gratis giving to you.
Well done. Well done. Yes, certainly worth the price of the whole episode right here. Oh, considering they're not playing for the whole episode. Bloody hell. Such a miracle.
Hey, Jay, yes. I have a question.
I have an answer.
While I was doing that, I hope you do. While I was doing that, I saw you running around with colored things. Yay! What's all this then? Tell us.
This is all, man. We are about to drop the biggest load of magical crafts probably ever. And almost every one of them are original in their own way. So I'm just doing all the fine tuning before I go into full filming of of the Wonder Workshop. And it just, boy, I got literally a full table of these, but just some of the Christmas themed, sort of magical holiday themed that you can make. It's all about that moment of wonder to kind of and you give it away. And one of the things I'll be talking is not only the design, but the embellishments, is to actually add the sound, is the little bell.
Hang on a minute. Let me
one of my favorite.
Right.
What I've done in the years past is I do a whole thing with the kids, and I say we've got to find the Santa Claus has lost the Christmas flower, and it's this whole story, and we go through this whole thing, and at the end we end up making the Christmas flower, and everyone gets to learn how to make the Christmas flower. So it's not just awesome, the design; it's about, well, let's make this part of a whole presentation, and all the kids end up getting to take home the special lost the Christmas flower. So there's we go into the 3D designs. Hey, that's what's cool. All of a sudden we go from 2D flat to 3D, and there's a perfect example of there's the basic heart design with a little bell and the embellishment, sort of the embellishments of the ribbons. And then we've got, of course, I mean, come on, a Christmas magic wand. Look at that. And even
Wow.
tinkle. Like, this is like,
Cool.
it's like, you put a doggy and animal balloon on one hand, you put this in the other. What do you think the kid's going to go for?
Oh,
I mean, this
well,
is
hang
all
on a minute.
fresh
Hang
and
on a minute.
new, and it's eye candy. It's this whole,
I mean, let me jump in for a second because my brain is rolling around now. So look, for years, for more years than I can remember, as a pro performer, doing pretty much right across the board, from theatre stages, TV, blah 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 blah. In a close-up environment, in a table hopping environment for years. Oh, look at you! That is sex with hair. Wow! But in a close-up table hopping environment, I mean, I learned years and years ago that sometimes something a little bit extra is good, especially if there's kids on the table or whatever. So I always incorporate balloon modeling into my close-up. I've always got balloons on me. Whether I use them or not is different. It's all about situation. Something I learned, 25 years ago, I started doing some small origami. I have genomania made up. So I would make little things out of that. This sort of stuff is unbelievable because not only is it totally unique and different, it's vibrant color-wise. I mean,
that the flowers, of course, that was a big part. I sort of dropped that with the new lecture this year, and the tissue paper flowers. Same thing. I can have them choose and pick the colors. And as a marketing thing, I've got the tags. Of course, you can put your business card, your info on the tags. And the same thing.
Wow.
Couple of these locked in and loaded. And what do we got here? All the pipe cleaners, literally like a dozen colored pipe cleaners. Then you go over there, you got the sparkle ones. So part of the fun, as you say, I love doing this in roving because you do a few magic effects, whatever, and then you're like, oh, hey, I got something special. What are your favorite colors? And you're like, you pull them out, start spiraling out. Next thing you know, you're giving them out little magical gifts. Tell you what, you talk about an endearing moment and it doesn't pop. As I say, about, unlike a balloon, it's going to be gone, now, we know, within moments or at least days. But you give them something like this. I mean, imagine that. Look at that.
Now,
what a cool thing. They're not going to throw that away. They're going to put that on their Christmas tree. They're going to, this is a keepsake. And so that's what the whole idea of the Wonder Workshop is, again, sort of in this case, about 5 years of development of all of these, but dropping them all in one giant hit to launch an entire subgenre of magic that sits right alongside balloons. It doesn't negate balloons at all. It's like, well, this opens up a whole nother area of sort of undeveloped country.
See, in a way, I won't say it surpasses balloons, but it certainly surpasses balloons in certain things, because there's those gigs, especially in those nice restaurants, where there may be some kids and maybe the parents will ask, can you do a balloon for the children, give away because they're looking bored or whatever. Well, sometimes balloons are not suitable because you've got even when they're not popping, you've still got the squeaky. And sometimes in a quiet environment, it's not suitable. But these, and I can guarantee you from doing this stuff for so many years and knowing with my little origami pieces and my balloons and what have you, I know that sometimes if the audience is right, you start one and then actually you don't end up doing any magic for the rest of the gig because everyone is requesting. Everyone is requesting this stuff, and it's just like, oh my word!
The variety of things to go between the pipe cleaners, the craft sticks, the of course the tissue paper. This whole some very inexpensive, pack small, play big, but high impact. Now I don't know about there, but a lot of the festivals, the outdoor festivals here, have started saying you cannot do balloons. They don't want the rubbish out in the environment. I mean, that was also part of it. There was a big horse's birthday celebration that I do every year. And one year they went, sorry, we new policy, no balloons. I sat there, exactly what you said. I went out to do roving magic, but started doing these. And next thing I knew, there was a line of 100 kids wanting, and then they're running around. I mean, these are magic wands. They're like, oh, look. So the squeals of joy are genuine. The magic,
Yeah.
the moment of gifting.
Wow,
Even the parents are coming back going, do we have to pay you for this? I'm going, no. It's all part of the celebration, the festival.
Yeah.
So having seen, as
There
you
is
said, the impression firsthand, the moment of wonder, of the glee and joy of like, oh my gosh.
indeed.
So yeah,
okay, so listen,
by this time next week, that's the plan.
well, I'll put my official producer's hat on. So, Mr. Berry, as your producer, when can I expect the video files of this new wonder project so we can get it out there?
Right. Well, we're yes, exactly. Good question.
Keep that up.
We are, because next week is Thanksgiving and going into, there's a lot of distraction. So instead of sort of trying to release it kind of that same Thursday time, this time next week, we thought we'd back that up at least 24 hours, depending on what time zone you're in. So it could well be Wednesday morning here, Tuesday evening that it gets released. But we wanted to give a couple days, give you a chance to even get some of the supplies. So if you're going on vacation and take some time, practice, rehearse it. You can be actually performing this. Some of these things you could be performing within, a couple days. It's not major efforts to do the basics. So that's the plan, is mid next week, launching another download.
So hang on a minute. Next Thursday, then the genome. What day is the next Thursday then?
Well, Thursday is Genomania. It's 1 week, but I'm trying to back it off because that's
right. That's
my thought is we'll probably launch it with Illusioneering. Yeah, we'll sort that out. But basically, in 1 week, within the week, Wednesday is the target date. So the 23rd, 24th, whatever. That's super. Again, depending on where you are in the world.
Yeah, super. Well, I'll say this then, wherever you are in the world, indeed. But if you are a DeVilleMagic.net mailing list subscriber, make sure you check your email box, because that will it will be the launch date will be coming to you, and of course, as always, there will be some rather glorious offers to be had. And so if you're not a subscriber, head over to DeVilleMagic.net and drop your email address into the mailing list subscribe box, and you will be notified as well. So, wow, that's going to be amazing. Because as I say, well, as you know, these kind of extra add-ons to Magic make all the difference. They make all the difference. It's all in the details. And wow, I'm so digging all the colors of this stuff as well. I really am. Because like I say, I've been huge on my own side, but it's always been with balloons or little origami. But this is, wow.
Here's an interesting thing. You mentioned, I know we're running over time. I got, Robert Harbin, famous magician, inventor of the zigzag and grandmaster, all that. Robert Harbin. I got introduced to him not by magic. When I was 6, 7 years old, my grandparents bought me the Robert Harbin Encyclopedia of Origami. And
wow.
I didn't master all of them. I mean, there was some really complex ones I still got my head around, but I did like 60 to 70%. I spent like the whole summer that I was sort of with my grandparents and stuff, just making. So and it has that same appeal. It's exactly that idea. Is how do we turn something that seems completely plain with a handful of things, and all of a sudden it's this magical thing, whether it's a paper bird or a napkin rose, or all of this, that's the same quality of magical. And that Robert Harbin, that was his thing too. He was this master origami maker.
Totally. Well, I learned, goodness knows how many years ago. I mean, I learned, and I suppose in the early days, in the very early days, before I really understood everything, I suppose it was a huge stroking to my ego. But even way back before back of room sales were a big thing, I had personalized Geno everything, and again, before I realized the power of it, I'm sure, I believe as a young guy, I think it was a bit of a stroke to my ego. But what I realized over the years, especially when I had the Geno money, I mean, look at that, that's gorgeous.
Personalized pencils. Just have your personalized pencils made up. There you go. Whip that up. They got a magic wand. They got a pencil, and just like that.
Now, funnily enough, this one thing I have done, for example, with pencils and stuff like that over the years, especially in the trade fair market. Especially in the trade fair market. If you, obviously, this is one of those things, it's the same with balloons. You can pretty much make anything out of balloons. Whether or not it looks great is another thing. And obviously, how long does it take to make? I mean, the level of balloon artistry in the world nowadays is just like, oh my goodness, you know, it's off the chain. But I can imagine if I was doing a trade fair for a corporation and their logo was just basic curves or basic lines in static colors, boom, I'm making those logos.
That's a great idea. Be giving away, and then a little tag that's got, you know, made by the magic of BASF or whatever the corporation is. Yeah,
absolutely.
Outstanding. Great idea.
I mean, well, you know, I've done in the trade fair worlds over the years, I've had all sorts of giveaways that are, I call magical giveaways, you know. But when I started doing my genomania, just digressing, when I started doing my genomania, which is years and years and years and years ago, I've done all sorts of stuff with it. And it's great because it's personalized. You give it away afterwards. But then I realized, wow, making little T-shirts out of genomania, which is given away as well. And I got the design right. So actually on the front of the T-shirt, it's a tiny little T-shirt this big, but on the front of it, it's got my face like that. I mean, it was just awesome. You know, it was great. I had to work the whole design of the money just to be able to get that. But wow, these things, this is a level up. It really is a level up. Because you've got the differentials. So again, it's like having, you know yourself, every good balloon worker has many designs. However, there's a difference between the designs. There is what I call performance designs, which are those designs that are made quickly while patterning and making it entertaining. And then there are those, oh, you don't mind waiting 10 minutes for a masterpiece design, you know? Well, of course, you're working roving, you're working table hopping, you can't do those. I used to do one for the venue, or if it's private parties like a wedding or whatever, I'd do one centerpiece of the table, and I would do it before I start. So my entrance into the room would be holding this great, huge, mega thing. I plop it on the center table, the VIP table. That's now broken the ice for the gig because everybody sees exactly what I'm going to do. So it has many different reasons behind it. But these things, they're small, they pack small, like you say, they play big. Wow, it's another dimension there. I love it. I really love it.
Take the magic world by storm and kind of magical
I do.
craft.
I'm liking this.
Oh, yes,
I think we're gonna
counting down to that one.
Yeah, well, I could rabbit on about that.
Look at the Irish on our side, laddie. We'll have to be doing good. I saw my leprechaun. He said we'll be doing fine. We have to wait till St. Paddy's Day for this one.
I think so. I
think we do.
Now, but wow, I do. I like that a lot. I do. I like that a lot. There's a lot of good stuff there, mate. I can't wait for that one. So, well, that pretty much, I mean, I've got piles of stuff on my list, but we're going way over. So I think I'll save it till next time. Yeah. So that about wraps things up for me. So all I can say is, dear friends, wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you had a few giggles, a few chuckles, and, don't forget to head over to devillemagic.net, get yourself on the mailing list for the special offers if you haven't already done so. And last thing, right now, until the 27th of November, we have the Black Friday racial equality on all the days. The mega sale is going on. 50% off absolutely everything store-wide. And that's not one order per customer. That's as many times as you want to order. Anything you want to order from now, from the 16th to the 27th, half price of everything in devillemagic.net. All of JSB stuff, all of my stuff. Jeremy Pay, the great Singaporean megastar, his stuff is great.
Fantastic.
So see you next time. I'll be here. We'll be here next Thursday, same time. So from me, Gino DeVille, signing off, saying, stay frosty.
Oh,
Wow.
that was sort of scary, wasn't
What?
it? It was that moment you
Cool
weren't
was
quite
that?
sure. So what he's basically saying is you got an all-you-can-eat banquet, a buffet of magical downloads for half price. So go in there and just gorge yourself, and you can get them as gifts. You know, if you know a magician, say, you want to get it on, and we'll if you know a magician who might use it, great Christmas gifts, environmentally friendly, of course, because there's no shipping, no packaging. You just click and you get it. All right, so I will also do my sign off. Thank you all so much. Rick, I want a huge thank. I sort of watching all. I know, Rick, you've jumped in. I love those voices. Hi, Tita, you like that Irish voice, do you? Just for you. Seth, great to see you. Thank you for joining us. Let's see, quick scroll up. Yeah, Rick, awesome. Rick. Seth, of course. And let's see, I know we had a few others trying to get to everyone. James, of course. James, cheers. All right, and as Gino said, we'll see you next week with Genomania. We have the Illuminations. Now, this is the monthly, actually not even monthly, this is our full moon program. So the other one on the schedule this week is Illuminations, and a fellow wizard mystic, Anthony Darkstone, will be joining me, depending on where you are tomorrow night. It's basically the full moon. So Friday night, UK time, Friday afternoon, US across. You'll get the info on that on the Facebook pages. But yes, Illuminations coming up, and then we're in full speed countdown to Illusioneering, which it seems like that's our count for next week to officially launch this new wonder workshop. So cheers, everyone. Have fun. Keep the wonder alive. Oh, yeah. Looking for there it is. Bye-bye.